Yo, all right. So what's going on, everybody? I wanted to make the video really quick. Because I was at work basically, and I was thinking to myself, what if we got it wrong? What if maybe, right? Diabolosis is not really the problematic card because if we take it back to when cashiers came out originally, right? They had, they didn't really have as many combos or anything like that that they can pretty much abuse. Um, because they didn't have Theosis, nor did they have Rise Heart. So before then, the original play style was to use Side Beast or Astro Karibo here, right? These were the two things that people would juggle with to make it kind of work. And the combo line were pretty much if they had Astro Karibo and Side Beast, they could pretty much end on a 3 zone lock because they would be able to have Shingara with Diabolos. Um, I think there was at a point in time that they can actually have somehow two Shingaras out in one turn. But that was basically what they would do in the past, right? Now, was Diabolosis a problem then? No, no one was really playing it because even with us having like three defissures and three macros to combat the tier strategy, no one played it because it just wasn't. It no one cared. It just didn't do enough. Even though you can make Mind Hacker and rip away like so much Kaleido Heart, something like that. It just wasn't enough. It just didn't do enough. Obviously we didn't have Rise Heart at that time, but if we did have Rise, I mean a Rise Heart. Sorry, if we didn't have a Rise Heart at the time, if we, you still really could. I mean, you can only make one or the other. You couldn't make both in one turn. You can only make just one, because you have to make three of the materials to just make Rise Heart. Now you could probably make the Shangri-La, but how will you be able to effectively get two more monsters out, overlay, and make Diabolos's activate effect to trigger the Shangri-La to then somehow summon out another Cashier monster? And at this point, and during those times, you would have already used Burst effect. The normal summon was probably already used for Side Beast, and so the special summon was probably already used to make Diabolosis. So there was no way of getting out another monster to make a Rise Heart. So I was thinking, what if the problem card that could change this whole deck around to make it basically not all that strong anymore, but still playable? What if it's just Rise Heart, right? What if they just ban Rise Heart? Now you take away its biggest like consistency, like extended play. You take away the free banish and then the free banish top three off the opponent's deck. That's completely out of the game now, right? And on top of that, they have to really do a whole different kind of deck build. They have to really think about how to build a deck to properly run. You're going to probably see more interesting things to put in place of Rise Heart. Now, you could say obviously Gold Sark would just be its replacement, but it's like, you're losing that consistent monster that you can just summon for free. Banish any of the one cards you absolutely need to continue to play. For the 5 zone lock, it's probably going to be the Castor Scareclaw. Um, or you lose the banishing of the Big Bang to get back one of your monsters from Shangri-La. So, and also you take away the 3 zone lock or 5 zone lock first turn. You can also it makes it really difficult to make a Rise Heart on turn one and pass as well. I mean, that think about that. That's even very difficult to do without Rise Heart because now your turn one is going to be summon a unicorn get birth, or Theosis, whichever one you need. That one would get you Fenrir, which Fenrir would get you another monster, which would be Ogre. But the only way you can get that Ogre or whichever one else is to have that birth to normal summon. So if you didn't have birth and you didn't have Theosis and you didn't have any other name but the unicorn, or you only had planet to search for unicorn, you're not really doing much of a turn. Your turn is basically just going to be Shangri-La pass, or maybe Mind Hacker and pass, right? So it's or maybe not even that because you don't even have another monster because you have to really think: do you want Birth or do you want Theosis? Because really, Theosis is going to be the extensive play, but Birth will allow you to play possibly next turn, maybe not. So now there is an argument that basically you can open up with two names, and then the third name can be like Tier Limit Cashier or Scareclaw Cashier, and then that way you're able to summon out possibly like 4 monsters to go into the Shangri-La Diabolosis. But even then, it's like, like even then, it's so hard to have that happen. And it's interesting because now the deck builds are going to be increase the amount of other names, like maybe more of the Scareclaw or maybe more of the Tearlament one. Maybe Gold Sark, maybe not. Maybe even main deck Side Beast, maybe even main deck or an Astral Kariba. It would really switch things up. So I just thought it was interesting, and I was talking to my friend at work about it, and yeah, I don't know. It was something that I had to mention because I think that maybe we're just looking at the wrong card. Maybe it's not Diabolosis. Maybe it's actually Rice Heart that's the problem. And Konami does like to go after certain cards that a lot of people don't necessarily think about, right? They sometimes go after something else, and then everyone's like, why did they hit that? But then as they play test, they're like, oh, that was a pretty good hit because now I see what's going on. So it's just something to think about. I just really wanted to make it out there and stuff like that. And if you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. If you want to see the ban list prediction, not really my prediction, it was mostly just a discussion about other people's predictions. That was in the video that I did a few days ago. So check that out as well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.